All right. First stream since my 24-hour New Year special. And make sure everything is working. I think everything's fine. All right. It would help if I unmuted myself. Let me first start by setting my assassins on a mission before we tackle the first thing that I want to do today, and that is to actually get down 100% on that mission I was unable to do before. What I want to talk about first and foremost is a thing that I briefly mentioned last stream, where it's something I briefly mentioned last stream where sorry, I'm trying to think. Where I talked briefly about the about what I was hoping, what I had been working on in regards to my personal project of mine, where I'm actually writing a book to focusing on the concept of heaven and hell and really my take on it. I wanted to discuss a little bit in greater detail what exactly that was. Okay, I don't trust that. And basically my story is kind of more focused on the concept, the Asian philosophy concept of yin and yang, good and evil, and how you can't. They are essentially integral in creating a sort of balance in life. And that is what I'm trying to accomplish with my story. And it's basically what I mean by that is there are people, you see this all the time where cops are often, you see this in the news where cops do make shootings that they should not have done. It kind of creates this controversy because it could have been racially motivated. You see this when courts make a unjust guilty verdict or a unjust non-guilty verdict, where the jury is essentially biased and not exactly perfect, and people either are punished when they probably did not do anything wrong, or they are essentially get away with murder and because of their influence on the crowd, I guess. And I'm gonna actually skip the cutscenes because we already seen this before, and it'll actually be faster if I do this.
But I do not fear, and neither should you. For what they have in material, they lack in
I actually can't skip this.
But not us. We have discipline. We have order. And most importantly, we have passion. We believe. So maintain vigilance. Conserve your ammo. Ensure a proper line of sight. And above all else, men, do not fire until you see the whites of their eyes.
Alright, so we are back in the gameplay. What I am trying to accomplish with my story is kind of more of a it's kind of like an exaggerated example of what would happen if the forces of good outweigh the forces of bad, and how like picture an example where really, I should have been paying more attention. That's kind of my fault. So, basically, the concept, the premise of my book is basically, the leadership of heaven, like the leadership of hell, should say, has been essentially crippled. With Samael, the devil, being imprisoned, his Knights of Hell being imprisoned, pretty much anyone that could have led hell into some form of prosperity and actually managed to do an effective job in maintaining order in hell has been taken away. And it kind of leads to chaos since there is no leadership, where you essentially see, can't even see the line of fire because of the lights. You essentially have, oh my god, the light. It's not very helpful. That's honestly what I hate about this mission. You essentially have a situation where in heaven there is perfect order and harmony, but in hell it is just utter chaos. And it's because of the fact that anyone who could have given chaos, order to hell has been taken away. And essentially in hell there's a battleground where everyone hates the angels of heaven because of what they did to hell and making it just a place full of chaos. And that is what I'm trying to illustrate, in how in a society where essentially the forces of good outweigh the forces of evil, it's not exactly that's kind of my fault. It's not exactly a good thing, and that's what I'm trying to illustrate, in how in some ways the bad we see in the real world could be beneficial, and it's just kind of my argument of how we need the bad in the world in order to get through our life. And we can't, if there is all good, there just kind of, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you take a society where picture a society where cops were actually good at taking out criminals before they even committed a crime. Right? As soon as they think about robbing a store or killing someone, they are arrested. That just kind of makes people afraid to have the free will to. Okay. That just kind of makes people afraid to actually have the free will to make the decisions of stealing food for their family, when they'll just be arrested outright. That just kind of makes it like a false sense of security, where people don't actually have the choice to do whatever they want. And it's just kind of what I'm trying to illustrate, on how we kind of need, just kind of mainly focus on the concept of yin and yang, where you kind of need good and evil together in order to make, there's that fire. You kind of need good and evil together. You kind of need good things as well as bad things in order to have an effective society. That's what I'm trying to illustrate with my book series. So, it is just kind of really, it's kind of like really exaggerated, I guess, but it's, I still consider it to be like true. This light is not helpful at all. I can't even see the light. The fire flashes. Is there a way to turn down the... It's so blinding. Not controls, it would be under general. I still can't see this sun. That's one thing that I hate about this game, is it is just so bright, so blinding. I can't even tell where the flashes is, because This is not helpful at all. Who designed this game? I can't even see the muzzle flash. Yeah, I can kind of see it. Okay. So as long as freaking I do not get detected when I kill Pitcairn, I will be fine. It's really stupid how they kind of designed this game. No game is perfect. Every game has its faults, but it's still kind of annoying. That's actually kind of interesting. I actually don't have access to all my assassins because I haven't recruited them yet in the story. Okay, so as long as we do not get detected. And wait until this guy passes once again. Okay, I think we're good. We are good. Go away. I think that's the only guy I need to kill. I'm just waiting for the guys to go away. I need to restart that. I did not see that guy there. Obviously, he's still there. His whole squad ran away. Let's try this again. Try this again. Alright. But for those curious, basically my story kind of follows a fictional Basically, I created what I can refer to as the FBI of Heaven, where it's essentially a group of highly trained uh, angels are uh, who are essentially sent down to Earth to protect humanity from demons. And if you are a fan of Supernatural, you'll probably like my book. It is partially inspired by the TV show. Supernatural is partially inspired by the shonen anime One Piece. And it is partially inspired by Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. If you're a fan of any of those series, you will likely enjoy my book. And it really has it kind of has three main characters because my story is what I refer to as the trilogy of trilogies. For the first three books, we'll focus on one character. The next three books will focus on the next. And the last three will focus on the last main character. But it's also a a third-person, multiple perspective, where it's following multiple characters. And that's essentially what I have been working on. I'm essentially telling a larger story, but it's really kind of interesting in my opinion. I didn't get detected! Oh, give me that 100%! No! Please.
Why? Why did you do this?
To protect Adam.
Yes, I got 100%! Oh, thank God. Thank God I got it. Oh, my God. That was a lot of unneeded stress. So we are now at 66% completion. So, the hard part is done. There's another 2-star thing we could do. Alright, now let's go ahead and head to the next thing, which is the Homestead mission here. Okay. I will say I'm still. I almost really can't. I almost canceled my stream today because when I woke up, I was kind of experiencing the same kind of feeling of Assassin's Creed fatigue that I had after playing Assassin's Creed Origins for 24 hours straight for a New Year special. But I honestly started to kind of get over it as I started to drink more water. Because I realized that part of the reason why I was feeling just kind of out of it was because I was dehydrated. As soon as I started to drink more water, as soon as I ate a little bit, I started to become more willing to play Assassin's Creed 3. It's just it's just been really kind of tough for me because I I really kind of just started to fall apart in that stream, like at the 15-hour mark. And the only reason I made it through was the fact that I was constantly just saying, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That kind of helped me get through things a little bit easier. If it wasn't for those tasks, it would have made things a little bit more difficult. Innkeepers are done. Let me actually take a look at the progress for the thing. Innkeepers are done. Lumbers, I'm still missing one. Send out another one. Start this mission.
I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to ask you something. When my cart went up in flames, I lost most of my tools. I've got some spares back at my shop in Boston, but as you know, I'm not really welcome around there. I thought if it wasn't too much trouble, you could help me retrieve them?
What would you have me do?
Watch my back while I gather them. Meet me in Boston at my old shop.
Yeah, let's go to Boston. Before we do, well, let's actually hold off on that until we make some more progress on the get all the Homestead missions we can do at this point. I do kind of consider my stream at on New Year's Eve to be a great success in my opinion. It's only because of the fact that I honestly had a lot of fun playing that game, but looking at my stream, it is honestly possibly the most viewed thing on my channel. With last I checked, having over 80 views, and it's just crazy to me. When I streamed, I tried to do a 24-hour live stream last year. Last year. I don't know how much I got. Honestly, I can't check because Twitch deletes streams that are over 2 months old, which sucks. But I did feel like that my stream yesterday and the day before, because I streamed for 24 hours, and I ended at 8 a.m. yesterday. It did actually, I feel like it kind of doubled the views of my old stream on last year. So I do kind of consider this a success, and I did actually gain 2 followers from that, and I'm really happy about that. There was some things that I just kind of caused me to have some more appreciation of the story, and that's mainly from what I noticed from in different cutscenes regarding Bayek and certain like important targets I didn't notice before. Like I never really realized that Bayek had so much personality until this stream. Until that stream. It's just crazy to me.
Been trying to avoid eye contact with my old neighbors. So far, so good. Not so worried now you're here.
How are you doing otherwise?
Oh, all right, I suppose. Things never really go as planned, but that's life.
Really? How do you mean?
You know, you make a plan and it all goes awry and nothing gets better, only slightly different.
Sounds like you have had a string of misfortune. It will pass.
I was checking my stream again.
What are you doing here?
Sweeping my steps, if it please you.
Since when are these your steps?
Since I bought them 3 weeks ago.
From who?
The owner, via his apprentice. Owner shipped off out of town. What's it to you?
I am the owner.
Not anymore, mate. Sorry. Better sort things out with your apprentice. He's often at the pub over there, but I'm sure you already knew that.
Patrick.
His voice kind of reminds me a little bit of Thomas Hickey. I wonder if he's kind of like a reused voice actor. Really kind of remind me of Thomas Hickey.
Lance! Patrick! What gave you the right to sell my shop?
Well, you were run out of town. I thought you'd never come back, so I sold it all. The shop, the tools. It's rough luck. Anyway, it's been great chatting, but I must be off. Have a nice life.
What rot! Tools are a woodworker's lifeblood! He'd never sell them! I bet he's got them stashed somewhere!
Then we follow him.
Kill Patrick O'Hara without being detected. Shouldn't be that hard. Hey, you got some more progress? Let's now do Crucial Days. Hey, Dobby's ring 2. I don't know why I was hesitating a little bit.
The Boston Weekly Advertiser. Get it here.
Gonna turn around? I'm still going.
For the sturdiest and most seamless barrels in America, call upon John Cooper for 7 generations. Coopers, the name you can trust.
Okay, I had to take matters in my own hand and
I'll load these in the cart come nightfall and be in New York, free of this rubbish for good before the month is out.
And loot chest, recovered the tools. I was not expecting that I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. I didn't notice that was restricted areas. So it's kind of my fault, but luckily he is kind of oblivious.
Well, that's something at least. Thank you. I still can't believe he sold my shop. I'll see you back at the homestead.
I'm kind of glad that assassins can't actually die. I had an issue. Like, one thing that I didn't really like about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is the fact that you constantly had to get new assassins because it's very possible for assassins to die either on the mission, which is kind of like iffy because there's a glitch where sometimes even though it says 100%, you will still fail mission when you're doing assassination contracts, I mean. But there's also an issue that I had where if you summon an assassin and to help you in combat, they could also die when you summon them there. So it's just, you have to be really careful and essentially watch your back when you summon them to kill someone, because it could be very easy for your assassin to be killed, especially if you are notorious. So that's kind of an issue that I had with Brotherhood, but I still find that a really good game.